It's time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Dan, the last few weeks have been somewhat predictable, but with a couple of massive coaching changes, Jim Harbaugh finally winning a big game, one team being better than another at 2-point conversions, and a little bedlam. Dan, make no mistake about it. Chaos is back. Iona, enjoy your 6-0 start. Eventually, it's going to be vacated. The Gales. Funniest thing from the sports weekend? The anti-sports gambling commercials running on TV, whose slogan is, Florida's not for sale. Just so we're clear.
Yeah.
Very clear.
We're clear.
No state is more for sale.
We're the most for sale.
Than the state of Florida.
We're the most for sale.
Thank you.
Put it on
It's ridiculous, is it not?
Put it on the poll, Guillermo, at LeBatard Show. Is there a state more for sale than Florida? And I'm talking about also like the state of the prostitution industry. Like, is there anything more for sale than Florida?
Michigan football is from another time. They should broadcast the upcoming Big Ten title game between Iowa and Michigan in standard def.
Stugotz, they fought in the tunnel before the game.
Yes.
And the refs thought they could stop it with whistles.
Yeah.
They thought that whistles had jurisdiction in the tunnel.
Whittingham sent me a text over the weekend saying Michigan football is so quaint.
It was.
And I just
quaint.
responded, quaint?
It was
Quaint. They were chanting "fuck Ohio" the entire time. There's nothing quaint about that rivalry.
Talking about the style of play, just using the running game. McNamara doesn't throw a single passing touchdown, and on that last drive, Ohio State just couldn't get off the field because Michigan kept running for 4 yards.
Did you see that Air Force beat UNLV this weekend by 34 points without throwing a single pass?
They do that.
Not one.
No, Air Force could do that. It should be called the ground force. I mean, the Falcons. What? And thank you for your service, of course.
Yes, of course.
I mean, they're still doing it with no passes.
They won by 34.
You can't call them the Falcons.
0 passes. 0 passes.
Groundhogs or something.
Something else.
Anyway. Dan, there are UFOs flying around, and no one seems to care.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's the apocalypse we're living in.
What if that thing NASA sent up to space to take out that asteroid? What if it misses? Is there a backup plan? Is anyone else terrified or paying attention to the story? There is an asteroid that is the size of a football field that is headed towards the Earth. And NASA sent something up there that's supposed to meet it in like 6 years to prevent it from crashing into Earth. What if it misses? What if NASA's wrong? What if it crashes into Earth? What if we all die? No one's paying attention. This thing could take out the entire planet.
Got 6 years. We'll just try again.
What do you mean try again?
If it misses this time, send it up another one.
No, I think 6 years. It has to hit it or else it hits us. It's do or die.
We got time. We're fine.
We're going to be doomed by climate change before then. Before then, we're going to be sinking.
Dan, you trust something that's supposed to meet an asteroid at a certain place in time.
We're going to be sinking and on fire by the time that epic event arrives. It swarmed in 70 more.
We'll be done by then.
70 more variants.
All
like
right.
we're living in the apocalyptic times right now. An asteroid would be blessed relief at this point.
At least 17 more variants and possibly 14 more contract extensions for Nick Saban.
I don't think that this thing is supposed to hit Earth. I think this is a practice.
Oh,
No.
No consequences.
The asteroid is supposed to hit Earth.
I don't think
The
so.
thing NASA sent up is supposed to hit the asteroid to prevent it from hitting
no,
Earth.
but this is to practice in case
Yeah.
one's headed towards Earth.
No.
Is it towards or toward?
Towards.
Why am I asking you?
Although it
Why
does
are we
not
taking-
pose
English
any
major.
danger now.
Why are we taking any space information from Stugotz? Like he's the least qualified scientific person.
This thing's going to hit us in 8 years, Dan, if we don't do something. And
You
if this
just
thing
said
misses,
6.
I'm
You
just
just-
wondering if there's a backup plan. No, 6 years is when this thing's supposed to meet the asteroid. If it misses, it will take another year or two to get here, and then it will hit us, and we'll all be doomed.
It's unmanned. It's a shame.
Well, look it up. I mean,
Oh, there it is. Boom. He's got you there. What are you going to say to that? Look it up. Huh? You already looked it up, and it said wasn't hitting Earth.
look it up again.
But yeah, keep looking it up.
Yeah. So you get to the story I was reading. Yeah.
There is an asteroid in the area of
Thank
Earth.
you.
However, it will be passing by Earth today around 4:30 p.m.
That's it.
Look it up.
What if it makes a left turn?
But that's a different one. That's today, not 6 years from now.
Hangs
Or
a
8.
Louie, we're in trouble now. I mean, I'm just saying, is anyone thinking of this stuff? Okay.
Just you, Stugotz. You're the only one.
Thank you.
You should be in charge of NASA.
When's the last time anyone said hangs a Louie?
I don't know. What's wrong with hanging a Louie? I mean, what do you say for right if you got to make it?
You don't say anything for
You
right.
know, you just make it right.
Yeah.
You just
Bad
make a boring old
publicist.
right.
Oh,
But,
boy,
yeah.
Stugotz. You know who NASA partners with on this one?
Who?
SpaceX.
Oh, Jesus.
Gonna miss.
We're done.
Guillermo, does boring turning right need the publicist that Hang a Louie has?
I'm seeing on the internet that Hang a Ralph is the counterpart to Hang a
Nobody
Louie.
That's a
uses
terrible
that.
name,
Nobody
Hang a
Ralph needs a
No,
PR guy.
Nobody uses Ralph. Does need put it on the poll, Guillermo. Does
Hey.
Ralph need a PR guy as well?
Hang a Ralph.
And nobody
Hey,
says
hang a
that.
Ralph here.
Not that many people say Hang a Louie either.
Everyone says hang a
That-
Louie.
Put it on the poll, Guillermo. Does everyone say? Have you ever used? Have you ever used the phrase "hang a Louie"?
Kyle Kuzma had to finish last in his fantasy league. Kyle Kuzma's sweater was the size of a Miami Heat retirement jersey. Army.
It was. What was he doing? Like it came down to his ankles and the
mean-
sleeve. And I'm talking about the sleeves.
Paying off a bet. Kuz. He's a good player, Kuz. And the Lakers could use Kuz right about now, no? A little youth. A little youthful injection.
That's where we are with the Lakers. You said
They're bad,
You
man.
said but you said last week. Don't worry about them. LeBron's not playing. That was last week. You said
Yeah,
that.
but now he's playing.
Okay,
Still bad.
that was last week. You said that.
This is this week. Army stealing the wrong dog from the Navy. Army, the Stugotz is strong in you. The cadets, the only two college football coaches who have had more 10-win seasons since 2010 than Mike Gundy, Nick Saban, and Dabo. Huh? And think about that. The three coaches with the most 10-win seasons since 2010. Saban, Dabo, Mike Gundy. Weird.
It's a shocker.
It really is.
And they look so good in those uniforms too. I want
They
to
do.
put it on the poll, Guillermo. Do you want to put Oklahoma State in the playoff just to see those uniforms?
They have a
Yes or no?
path.
Yes
Yeah.
or no?
Folks, of all their accomplishments over the last decade, perhaps the Warriors' most impressive one is making Andrew Wiggins good. To my friends, Tariq Cohen, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Anthony Schwartz, a happy Hanukkah. Or as the great Smokey Robinson would say, happy Chanukah. Jim Harbaugh, congratulations on improving your record against Ohio State to 1-5. Jim Harbaugh, do it in the Big Ten championship game. And if you do it in the playoffs. Harbs.
Put it on the poll, Guillermo. Should Jim Harbaugh have won the Big Ten championship game on Saturday, even though it wasn't being played?
Captain comeback. Dan, you could absolutely see Michigan, right? You could see this losing to Iowa, right? You could see that happening.
That's not the point, Stugotz. Before getting to his next loss, and please, can you stop skipping past the biggest victory of his tenure? You've been
I
killing
won't
it
do
for
it.
6 years. 6 years you've been saying overrated, fraud. You don't know what you're doing. You knew what you were doing when you were in the Super Bowl, but you're a fraud. You're a joke. Then he wins the game, and you're like, they're going to lose to Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Just hater. Just a hater.
No, I'm not. Just telling the truth, man.
What do you think the final score of that Big Ten title game is going to be?
Yep.
Ooh. I'm like,
Is there going to be snow?
Standard def.
there is going to be snow, even though they're playing it in a dome.
Yeah.
Like it's just
It has
Michigan
to snow
and
for
Iowa
a Big
get
Ten
together.
game. Yeah, it snows.
People say that's football weather, but it's just terrible weather. Nobody likes that, correct? I mean,
Michigan, Ohio State, Dan, at the big house, 108,000 people, little snow on the field. That's football. 4 yards of carry. That is football, my friend.
no,
It was a good game.
no, that's not football, my friend. My friend, you can keep your my friend. You can shove it right up your ass.
Wow, that's hard. I like a little snow with my football.
The over-under for the Big Ten championship game on DraftKings is 43.5.
Yes.
Points?
Under.
Yes.
Points, yes.
Not yards, points.
21. 17. A barn
Iowa,
burner running game.
I would set that. That would be my over/under for punts.
Have you guys seen what's happened to poor Scott Frost in that in that world? Scott Frost was undefeated a few years ago. Could have had any coaching job in America, and all he's done since is lose one-score games. They had Iowa beat. They're winning 21-6. They don't score again, and they lose by 1 score.
Their point differential in conference play was 0. They finished 1-8.
All they did was lose one-score games. Like they won 3 times this season. And how about this? They were favored against 9-2 Iowa. They were favored. Fallica.
Fallica
said it's never happened before.
Right.
I made him a penis.
He's a bear. Fine, by the way. What happened with Fallica?
What is my fine?
It's $25.
What he said is that hasn't happened before in betting. That a 3-win team is a 1-point favorite or any kind of favorite over a 9-2 team.
Why are you so hell-bent on me giving Harbs credit? What is going on here? I mean, he's 1-5 against Ohio State. He was hired to do better.
No, I'm just saying that he couldn't have done better than he did this weekend. Like what he did this weekend is the achievement of his Michigan tenure. You've been killing him for 6 years.
That's fair.
Well, why are you hearing this now? Like it's just the most obvious thing. You can give him a second before you say he's going to lose to Iowa.
Do it against Iowa.
Yeah, do it against Iowa last
inside.
Saturday. Yeah, do it against Iowa last Saturday in the snow. Bring them on the field too and beat them as well. Put Iowa and Ohio State on the field. Put maximum snow on your side of the field and beat them as well. And then do it against Alabama. And then Alabama's a fraud this year. Do it against Georgia, who I've said is bad all year.
He is 3 wins away from getting credit for me. Okay. But then I'll have to do it again next year. And then I'll have to do it in the pros. Because he fell a play short of winning a Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So he has to do it there as well. It's got a long ways to go, this Jim Harbaugh.
It's going to be a long way back for Harbaugh.
No doubt. I want people to fully understand what I said earlier. The UFOs have finally arrived. They pose a threat to national security, and we're too busy to give a shit. I mean, they're here.
They are here. People do keep saying that.
What are we going to do? What are we going to do, Stugotz?
I don't know.
No.
I figured, we'd be ready for this. Hang a Louie? I mean,
as what, a planet? What do you want?
Hang a Ralph at Mercury.
Okay, you want to hang a
Merc.
you want to hang a Ralph to get away from the UFOs. Very good.
Carson Wentz can scoot in perhaps the most shocking red zone moment of the year.
I saw a sprocket roll off of it after on one of those scrambles. Just there was a spark plug.
He got 15 yards.
Yeah, he got 14 yards, but a sprocket and a spark plug fell off of it.
In perhaps the most shocking red zone moment of the year, the Jets and Giants were both on offense and both on the red zone channel at the same time. It was incredible. A split screen.
Such bad football, New York. I'm so sorry.
They're terrible.
So it's just all bad.
They
New
both
York
won.
football.
They did.
They both won.
Winners yesterday. Yesterday was a winner
Give
day
New York
for
its
Giants
football flowers.
Jets. Yes. Beating the Texans. Congratulations.
Are you going to tell them to do it next Sunday too? I think the Giants are just a game out of the final playoff spot.
The
right in
the
it.
Jets are in the mix. Are they in the hunt?
Giants are in Miami next week.
Are the Jets in the hunt graphic?
The Jets are not, but Mike is right. The Giants are. The Giants are right there. The Giants could make the playoffs.
NFC super top heavy. They're just losing records in the playoffs right now for the NFC.
It's amazing.
It's just all garbage.
No, I think the Giants are a game out of a wild card spot. I'll tell you in a second. They are.
Talk about it. That's another injured team, incidentally. Not all of your analysis, but a lot of your analysis could focus on the injuries, and you'd be right.
I think we can call it Sunday. Dolphins, Giants, playoff implications.
No, you guys.
Oh, yeah, Nano.
The 5-7 Dolphins. You'd really like those losses.
Elimination
against
game.
It's a
Jacksonville.
loser leaves graphic.
Put it on the poll.
It is such a loser's lament that I recognize because my Dolphin fan friends are just all sending me, look who's in the hunt, baby.
But I'm not certain you leave the graphic, Mike. It's such a weird season. You have to see what happens in the other games.
This is a loser leaves graphic.
Guillermo, put it on the poll at LeBatard Show. Is Giants Dolphins a loser leaves the graphic match?
Red Zone at the end of the day yesterday flashed an entering the day graphic, and the Dolphins were not in the hunt.
Oh, wow.
But then, after their victory over Carolina, firmly in the hunt.
Was Carolina still in the hunt?
Don't
Yeah,
recall.
because they're in the NFC.
5-7 right there.
I think they're a half game out.
Yep, the Vikings are 5-6. The Vikings have had a 7-point lead in every game they played this season. They are the best 5-6 team in the history of the NFL. It's crazy.
All right, you tell me. Better. What's the way I can phrase this? 3-9 Nebraska versus 5-6 Vikings. Who's better in their division? Who's a better loser? I don't know how to phrase it. I'm sorry I've interrupted you.
That's okay. I understand where you were trying to go. I mean,
because you've been maintaining the Vikings are good.
Nebraska could be undefeated. The Vikings
you-
could be undefeated. They're not. They've lost a bunch of close games.
You've maintained that the Vikings are a top 5 power team, and I don't think you're wrong, even though they're 5-6. If you give me a healthy Vikings, if I would be scared in the playoffs to see
Terrified.
a healthy Vikings offense, that would frighten me.
Terrified. I mean, perhaps the best receivers in the league. Crazy. The L in Lincoln Riley stands for liar. The M in, I know it's a little bit debatable. I know. I mean, flawless execution on the lie, but he did say he's going to stay with Oklahoma forever. Didn't he say that?
Mike, do you have that sound? I want to get to that sound. I've been wanting to get to that sound because I thought this was a gangster play by Lincoln Riley. He did not lie to us technically. He got us off of the scent. He lost the bloodhounds by after the Oklahoma game coming out firmly and saying this.
Lincoln, are you shocked that you've gotten this far without anybody asking you about all the rumors this week? I'm just saying I'm gonna ask you about it, so I might as well. It's nonstop. I mean, it's every day.
Hold up, Gary. I'm not going to be the next head coach at LSU. Next question.
He was right.
I mean,
That's good.
he said it correctly, Stugotz. Like
nailed
that,
it,
he lied
yeah.
to no one. You're calling him a liar.
No, I said I wasn't certain, but we played the sound, so I stand corrected there, I guess. I mean, he nailed it. That's how you do it.
I mean, that's what Aaron Rodgers did, though. That didn't save him from being called a liar.
Correct. Different crimes.
The crime is the same. The amount was different.
To the people of Oklahoma, I think Lincoln Riley did it was worse.
Far more outrageous to the constituents of Oklahoma.
Yeah. The M in Mac Jones stands for MVP. Cam Newton had a passer rating that was 5.8 points higher than mine was yesterday. Bill Belichick should get some MVP consideration. The 4 in Fournette stands for 4 touchdowns. Leonard Scornette. I'd pay good money for a Bucs-Patriots Super Bowl. I mean, how good would that be? Dan, if they made it a pay-per-view event and you had to pay $500 to watch that game, you would. You would. You would. I would.
Breaking news in the NFL. If you've been paying attention, when Joe Philbin got COVID over the Thanksgiving holiday, there was a bit of an outbreak there. Mike McCarthy has tested positive for COVID-19.
Joe Philbin was with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
He's their assistant head coach. Learned that on Thursday.
These guys, did Orlovsky get Jason Garrett fired? These guys all get recycled. And Jason Garrett, where's he gonna? He's gonna end up somewhere again in this.
No.
No.
I have him being like Purdue head coach
Did Orlovsky get him
You have him
fired?
as a head coach?
in college, lower level college program.
Did Orlovsky get him fired?
Absolutely, because he put out a video, all 22, of the Giants running an offensive play where 3 receivers ran to the exact same spot. And Orlovsky's like, this can't happen. It's bad enough when 2 guys run to the same spot. 3 guys to the same spot. Jason Garrett fired the next day.
The Giants are in the mix. Big game this weekend. Joel Klatt wondered aloud if Michigan should carry Jim Harbaugh off the field. For what, Joel? Finally doing his job? Back in my day, there were standards for rushing the field. College football is going to hell in a handbasket. Speaking of hell, Dano, Art Briles. Dan, those are the weekend observations.